All right. Well, welcome everybody. My name's LorenandLaurencall1 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And just kind of give you guys a little bit of an overview of who I am. If you don't know who I am, I'm going to share it, who I am, and a little bit about your upline as well. So one of my dearest friends in the entire world is a man named Jeff Roberti. And if you don't know my story, Jeff Roberti talked to me about Juice Plus for about 17 years. And I said no to Juice Plus for him forever. And so Jeff Roberti is the #1 income earner with our company. This year, I think he's made his $100th million with Juice Plus alone. About 95% of NSA is in Jeff Roberti's organization. So what's really cool about that is you guys are all part of his team, which a lot of people would love to say that, you know, that they're that close in his pay line. Jeff Roberti, and then Jeff Roberti was very smart, and he knew that I needed a female role model in my life, and so he connected me with an amazing woman named Cheryl Cortese. And Cheryl is the #1 woman in the world with this company and has been for the past 28 years as well. And what's really interesting about that, if you guys don't know, our company, originally known as National Safety Associates, and it started because they created the first in-home smoke detector. Because 45 years ago, the #1 thing people were dying of was in-home fires. So it started as a regular sales company, and then they, in the late 80s, some of you weren't born yet, but in the late 80s, they created their very first carbon water filter. So basically, you would take this water filter, hook it up to your sink, and then you like pull the little pin, and the water would actually taste better. So in 1989, actually, somebody came and shared a water filter with me, but they did not share the business with me. And I loved the water filter, told everybody about this water filter, but they didn't share the business with me. So I was very cranky for many, many years because I was working 4 jobs in Southern California, and I could have used that extra money. So the reason, you know, and so I didn't say yes until it'll be 9 years ago this month. I mean, in October, it'll be 9 years ago. So the reason why this call is so important is, and those of you that know my little expression, Goya, you got to get off your ass and do something. 17 years, whenever it was in 1990, we got somebody that's not muted. Please mute your line. Please mute your I apologize guys, trying to see who that person is. Okay, awesome. So anyway, I was introduced to the company 9 years ago. Jeff came up to me and he said, "Look, Lauren," he goes, "now's the time." And he knew I love what I did. I've worked for Tony Robbins for the past 26 years, and we're going to share a little bit about that because Lauren just got back from her first UPW event with Tony. And I love what I did in personal development. I still work for Tony. I'm off to an event on Thursday to work with about 700 participants for a week-long cleanse. But I still trade my time for dollars. I wanted to be in the Robbins environment because I wanted to be there, not because I had to be there. And that's what I have the opportunity to do now. So Goya means get off your ass. So I heard, like I said, about the business in 1989 when somebody shared a water filter, and I went to a conference, but I didn't sign up as a distributor, and I had every excuse of like why I couldn't do it back then and why this wasn't going to work. So I took notes like crazy, and some of you might have already been to an event and taken notes like crazy, but then I didn't get off my ass and do something. So I said I didn't do anything for 17 years. So this call, I believe, is so important because I hear a lot of people say, "Oh man, you know, the people that are doing really well in this business, it's because they got in 30 years ago. Those are the only people that are doing well." Or, "Oh, Lauren, of course you're doing well because of your network." Well, I still had to call those people in my network, and many of them, actually the most people that do the best as part of my team are not everybody who is already in my network. But I have built really great relationships. I do believe that long-term relationships equal long-term success. But here's the deal. if you're making up excuses of why that it's not going to work because you say, oh, I didn't get in 9 years ago when you got in. We didn't have bonuses when I got in. You guys are really lucky, some of the bonuses that are happening now, they didn't take place then. And because of technology, I did build my business on Facebook because I was traveling about 165 days a year. So during my break times of about 2 hours a day, I had to really hunker down and get things done. But now, as you guys know, people are building their businesses faster and more efficient than ever. And it's really those people that I look up to. They're mentors to me, not just my upline, not just sidelines, but truly people such as the girl that just walked away. I didn't get to talk about her yet, but such as Lauren. And so what this call is really about is, one, demystifying, that, oh, I can't do it, it's too late, or I can't do it because I don't have the resources, that are around me, or I don't know anybody, or whatever your limiting beliefs are. And we're going to talk a little bit about limiting beliefs as well with this call, because Lauren's going to share some of her limiting beliefs of when she got started. Mine for sure could have been, I don't have the time. It could have been that. My limiting belief was, when I went through my first Robbins event years ago, was everybody else's time is more important than mine. So I kind of didn't want to inconvenience anybody. But I got over that quickly, especially in this business, because I knew that, this wasn't an opportunity. This was a responsibility for me. And the other thing that I'm going to share about you is how important it is to find a buddy. Jay Martin, the founder and president of our company, he will tell you, that you want to do extraordinary in this business, find a buddy. Or not just one buddy, find two, find three, find four. Find somebody that's going to kick your ass. Have another buddy that's a great shoulder for you to cry on. Have another buddy, that you can brainstorm with. Have lots of different buddies. So I have lots of different buddies, and I have a check-in buddy. My check-in buddy is my upline, Cheryl. My kick my ass buddy. I think it's Lauren. That might be my kick my ass buddy. Or a shoulder to cry on buddy might be Linda. Or I don't know, but you got to find your buddies. Or so within this, my cheerleader buddy is my son Joss. So finding that, it might be upline, it might be sideline, it might be in your downline. You don't know. It might just be somebody that you meet on the street. But so this call is really about one, your limiting beliefs, and also about a roadmap. And so I'm going to talk to you about the roadmap part of it. I'm going to bring Lauren on and talk about why we decided to buddy up and do this call once a month with you guys. So one, here's the go. If you want to plan a trip, what do you have to do? What's the first thing you have to do? You can type in the answer. I don't think it's very difficult, the answers. But if you want to plan a trip, if you really want to go somewhere, what do you need to do? So you first need to decide where you're going to go. How many of you would agree you have to decide where you're going to go? Right? You have to decide where you're going to go. So as we always say, you have to start with the end in mind. Right? So you have to start with the end in mind. Very important. So you got to start with the end in mind. Then what do you have to do? Well, then what else do you need to do when you're planning a trip? You need to decide who you're going to go on a trip with. Do you need to decide, who you're going to go on the trip with, right? You need to figure out all the different ways to get there, right? Because there might be an easier, faster way to get there, more efficient way to get there than the way that you traditionally thought you had to plan a trip. Yeah, you got to, put together a budget. Are you willing to invest in your trip? My brother, okay, we're not sharing this video with my brother. So my brother is probably, I would say in the past, one of the cheapest people that I've ever met in my life, right? But, and I mean, he used to be very, cheap. And he has clothes from when he's, 19 years old, and he hasn't bought himself a new pair of pants in forever. He's 52. So I'm like, oh my God, David, let's get into the 21st century. But the one thing that my brother did, he found his passion. And when he found his passion, which was, he's found yoga. And every day since his 50th birthday, the past 2 years, he's done yoga every single day for the past 2 years. So he's found his passion, right? So he's willing to do what into his passion? He was willing to what? Invest into his passion, right? Then he was like, you know what? I want to go deeper into my passion. So what does that deeper into your passion really mean that you need to do? For him, now he's going to Africa. You know, he figured out a way to really invest. He went on a safari for 3 weeks and a yoga retreat for 3 weeks. And guess what? He's going back next year, right? With regards to it, because he's so in it now. It's like it's electric inside of him. So our outcome on these calls is to really help you plan your trip. You know, really give you a roadmap of where you are now, where you want to go. And as we say all the time, you know, and I've learned this from Robbins, from Tony, what do you need to do to close the gap, right? What do you need to do to really close the gap so you really get off your ass, and not get off your ass where it feels like that you're, like it's a strain to get off your ass and do something, where it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to get up and do that every single morning, right? So I'm gonna show you. It's actually kind of good that I'm here in my bed, and then I'm gonna pass it on over to Lauren, because I'm gonna show you how I start my days. How you start your day is so important if you really want to get off your ass and take some action. So first thing in the morning, you know, before my feet even touch the ground, I just think about all that I'm grateful for. I look outside. You can't see it now because it's nighttime here. But, you know, I'll look outside and I'll see all the beautiful, you know, the thank you, God, you know, for this opportunity. Then I have, let's see if I can do this. I have something that inspires me, which are, you know, some cards from my kids, pictures of my kids. Then as I go and I walk to my bathroom, I go over there, I look over there, and as I'm about to, first thing that I see is this really, a picture of my kids. I see this really cool thing that my friend wrote about me. I have my outcomes by October, my outcomes, in my 3-year outcomes, my 1-year outcomes. I have my vision board, my manifestation board. And as I'm brushing my teeth and as I'm doing that, I got a plan, right? I can't get away from that plan. It's right there in front of me as I brush my teeth, as I, you know, as I'm doing my kettlebell exercises. It's all here, right? It's all there for me to make sure that there's no excuse to get off my ass. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And here's the thing, we know this. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if it sounds like we're talking maybe a little personal development for you, the first level of leadership is that you've got to inspire yourself. If you want to get off your ass and really go to work and you want to do something, you've got to make sure that you're inspired first. There's no way you're going to inspire anyone else until you really inspire yourself and until you get over those limiting beliefs. So does this make sense for you guys? How many of you does this make sense? So how many of you are ready to like really rock this next, let's just talk about this next month. So when we come back to this call the next month, you're like, I got it. You know, it's usually just a 2 millimeter shift for most people. You don't need a whole life makeover. You need a couple little tweaks. It might be in your beliefs about yourself. It might be in your beliefs about time. It might be in your beliefs about, are you worthy or not? I don't know what it is, but our outcome on this call is that you walk out of here and you feel so pulled to do this, to share this mission with people, that nothing can stop you. And I respect Lauren so very much. I remember meeting Lauren, and then I remember last year in Hamilton Island. Well, I remember when we were in the UK in Birmingham, and she flew over from Australia, and she was committed. She's like, I'm going to build this business. I'm going to be 100 Club by the end of next year. I'm going to do it. So she saw what? She started where? With the end in mind. That's exactly what I'm just talking about. She started with the end in mind. She was end of next year. And I think you were a sales coordinator, maybe? She was a sales coordinator. She was a sales coordinator, and she literally said, next year, the end of next year, I'm going to be 100 Club. And she will be, with her team, 100 at the end of this year. So you got to stay focused on the end of mind. What 100 Club really means it's not about you. It's about what 100 people can I help to support, to grow their businesses, to help them. So your biggest thing, if you really want to be successful, is think about everybody other than yourself, right? Think about, who can I really help? Who can I really serve? And your life will be grander than your, are you crying? You okay? So she to me is somebody that really walks her talk. She's an amazing mentor. I hope that you guys all see this. And she's a great person that says, whatever the excuses are, I'm not going to buy into them. And today I was listening to somebody who, you guys are not muted. Could you please mute yourself? There's a lot of noise.
I think it's Judy. Christy.
If you guys could please mute yourself. Today I was thank you. I hope that muted it. No, somebody shutting the doors.
If you're recording it, you can click on it and say, please.
I'm trying to, yeah. Here's what I'll share with you guys is that today I was supposed to do a coaching call with somebody at 9 a.m. this morning, and she couldn't do the call because her dad was sick. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a power workout in my room. And as I turn on the room, I'm going to turn on. I have no idea who that is.
It's Judy. It's okay. Judy, Lauren.
Okay, I got it. So, not Judy.
It's Melissa.
Okay. Yay, it was Melissa. Okay, great. So this morning when I decided to do this, I was like, I'm going to do a power workout in my room, and I'm just going to, grab my weights. I'm going to do some of the exercises I do. And right at that moment, I turn on the TV, and I don't know if you guys know, but it's, it was Sunday here. So it was church day here. And Joel Osteen was on, and you know how when you turn on the TV, like at exactly the moment you need to hear something? How many of you have ever had that happen, right? There's like right running in. And he said such a beautiful thing. He said, don't let someone else name your baby. And what does that mean? What that means is, and it's funny because I was just talking to my son Quinn about this. It's like when someone tells you that things aren't possible, or your dream, there's no way that that's going to happen. That's not their baby, right? That's not their dream. So the minute that you start to buy in to, to let somebody else name your baby or name, what you're capable of doing in this business, that's when you'll start noticing that it'll feel more like push than it is like pull. And what Lauren Berry I've seen do, she decided to name her baby. She decided in Birmingham that she was going 100 Club with her team, and nothing was going to stop her. And that's what I want her to share with you. And that's what we're going to be. So if you guys are ready to really hunker down and really get serious and really get going, we'll be here as your coaches. We'll be here, but you've got to do the work, right? We can be there as your coach, but you have to lift the weights. And what does lifting the weights mean? It means putting, as what Simon said, you got to, one, we get paid for 2.5 things: putting on customers, helping people start their businesses as new franchisees, and then guess what? Teaching them to do the same. That's what we get paid for. We get paid to share our amazing products and our amazing mission with people. That's it. That's what we don't get paid for all the trainings that we do. We get paid to do those 2.5 things. And I will promise you this, it's worth it. Never in 100 years would I have imagined, how this business has grown just over the past couple of years. For me, and I know for Lauren will be able to speak the same thing. My business is, I don't know, I'm gone up, 500% over the past 3 years. That's pretty amazing, 500%. And you know what? It happened because I went very, very wide with my business. I had business going in the UK, here in the US, there in Australia, in Canada. And so I thought about who did I love and who did I really care about. So we are excited to be on this call with you. I hope that how many of you have gotten something already? I hope. Who's learned something, got something already? Great. So I'm going to bring on Lauren. I feel like she's like my little sister and my buddy, and I respect her dearly. So Lauren, why don't we talk a little bit about, and the other thing I'll add to you guys is really think about who do you need to become, in order to really grow your business and grow you this month. For me, I've really decided to step up my level of physical activity with regards to exercise, right? I realize how much better I feel in the morning when I go and I take a class. And it's funny because what's happened just in this past week is, how many more people are coming to me just with regards to the business and the products, because I've decided, I'm really going to step it up with regards to how I look and feel in my physical body. So do I need to become bolder? Do I need to be more focused? Do I need to, schedule things more? What are the things you need to do to really get off your ass and do the work? So Lauren, share with us, I've talked way too much. Share with us a little bit about your journey and what got you to really get off your ass and claim that and name your baby.
So you have to excuse me. I have done 4 days of Tony Robbins. So Lauren gets it. That's why I'm talking like this. Total immersion is honestly what I can describe the last 4 days. And I'm going to be emotional today. It's just the name of the game. But it's not emotion in a bad way. It's emotion in a good way. And hopefully I can inspire some of you guys to really get off your ass and do something, because what I made, I have built an incredible business, and Lauren Slocum makes me get emotional even more by just, the level of love that I feel from her. But these past 4 days, I've been lying to myself. For me, I still have limiting beliefs about my worth and about, I didn't want to put myself out there too much, because holy shit, what about if my two biggest fears are, what about if I'm not good enough? And then, that will make me not be loved. So for me, past 4 days, some empowering things happened, but I really made some distinctions to take my business to the next level and be an even more authentic, amazing leader. And if you've never been to a Tony Robbins event, I have no idea why Florence is your upline, because she has lived in that world for so long. I had never been to one either, but that man, 5,000 people in a room, but he is such a servant leader. Holy shit, the level that he plays all day, every day, without a pee break, without anything to eat. And he is just there in the room for everyone in there. And that's what I want to do for my team. And for me, it was I had to become someone, hands up, I like interaction. Hands up if you feel in this business, because like Lauren said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you play games is how you do life. And so I'm such a people pleaser. There's someone not muted, I think. I am such a people pleaser. And in this business, I felt like I had to become someone else, okay, to have success or to have everyone like me. But guess what? You're not going to have everyone like you in this business. And for me to really get off my ass this weekend, I had a really massive distinction. And Tony said this one thing. It made so much sense. Someone's not on mute. I don't know who it is. It made so much sense. And it was one moment in your life, one single moment can change it forever. And honestly, if I'm for real, I've had 2 moments in this business. And what? Change your state, right? Just change it up. And one was Lauren Slocum's, she said to me, and she hit me in the head when she said it. I know some of you have heard this story, but she hit me in the head and she said, why? Why won't you see your true potential when I can? And everyone around me could see it, but I couldn't. Linda and Adam and all my mentors and all my team. And then I had and it just made me go, what the fuck? Am I sorry for the language. Am I really going to live my life half-assed and, and not play full out? And this business could give me everything that I'd always wanted, plus it gives me community. It gives me, I'm able to connect with people. I'm able to help them. and, you know, it meets my needs, and it is aligned with my values and everything like that. But I had a moment this weekend, or the last 4 days, and I gave a gift to myself, and I've never given, like, in so long. I'm such a giver. But if your cup's not full, you have nothing else to give. So my one gift was going to UPW. And then my second gift, and I could have sat on the sidelines, and sat in my seat and said, you know what, I want to do it, but I'm not ready yet. Or I'm not good enough, or I don't have the money, but you know what? I stood up and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. And I signed up for Mastery University. So all of them bar business mastery. And it was a large sum of money. And I don't tell you this to impress you, but to impress upon you. That one moment where Lauren believed in me, and Linda believed in me, and Adam believed in me, my team believed in me, that moment changed everything. And it got me to the moment on the weekend where I said, you know what, I do deserve this, and I deserve more, to be able to give more to other people and go and develop and learn and grow and immerse myself in that environment. And I paid $10,000 outright. I've never been able to do that in my life. And to be able to pay like that sum of money to give myself a gift of learning and growing and being a better person, to be able to give more and have more. But moments in your life change everything. And so right now I want to help you guys. You know, what is your true limiting belief? I had bullshit once of I'm not smart enough. No, it wasn't that I'm not smart enough. You don't have to be smart in this business. If I can do it, you can do it. We have systems. It's like network marketing is simple and boring, right? You follow a system that has been implemented before you. But it's up to us to grow as individuals. And if you're not growing, your business isn't growing. So what is your limiting belief? You know, what is to say that you can't have the success that you truly want, but what is your outcome? So you have to be outcome focused. And I don't mean in the little shit. I don't mean in the like I'm so scared of no's, or like, oh, do I have to really go through like 1,000 no's to get like to build a team and a business? It's not that kind of outcome, because that's the little stuff, like Lauren said. That's the high paying activities that we're talking about, like finding customers and finding new distributors and teaching people. But I mean outcome focused about what Lauren just showed you. What's your like 30, 60, 90 day game plan? What's your 1 year vision? What's your 2 year vision? I can't seem like, although this last 4 days, I definitely have been able to envision it more. But what is your 5 year plan? Yeah, where do you want to be in 5 years? Because people so overestimate what they can do in 1 whole year, right? I could have gone, oh my God, yeah, I'm going to do all of this shit in 1 year. But in 10 years, imagine if you just did all the little things that add up, and imagine where you could be. But what are the true limiting beliefs that hold you back? You know, like deep down that you're like, oh, I don't, it kills me.
Let's have some people share them so that we can address those with them and then help them break through. Would that be, maybe you guys can throw some up there so that we can find out? Because this call, I'm sorry to interrupt, Lauren, but I really want to make sure that, you know, I mean, you guys can hear, you know, it's funny. Maybe it's just our name that does it. I you know, that brings up those tears. But, you know, emotion's very important because it shows that you're real and that you're alive. I mean, I told you I have a nickname called the Ocean of Emotion. And I used to think it was until I realized that it meant that I'm real. I'm willing to be vulnerable. You know, so let's see. So here's one from Tanya. And hers is, maybe you can address this, Lauren, with her. That people like me only when I'm successful. Fear of judgment and not being liked. Oh, yep. Okay. Anyone else? So I have an example. Can I share something about the people like me, that the people won't like me? So as I share, I teach this program for Tony. It's called Life Mastery. And I'm headed back to Marco Island this week to go work with almost 700 people. And last year at the event, there were about 400 people that were there. And I was going in, I'm like, today's the best day of my life. I'm going to go serve all these people. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be me. I'm going to this and that. And every day that I walked in, there was one man that was there, and I had to take care of 400 people. And every day that I was there, this guy would be sitting on the back on a bouncy ball, and he looked at me. I'm like, good morning. And he'd say, I hate you. And I like, oh my God, okay. And like, keep on going. I'm like, okay, I got to serve these people. I got to go do it. And then he goes, every day I would go and he'd say, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Finally, on day 3, I went up and I sat beside him. And I go, good morning. And he goes, I hate you. And I said, well, obviously I remind you of somebody that maybe you have a reference about. And he says, yeah, my ex-wife. Right? And, you know, here's the thing that I would share with you. Not everybody's going to love you, you know? But what was great was by the end of the time, you know, we got to be great friends. I got to find out what was really going on. When you feel that way, you know, think about, you know, what's something maybe that I don't know, because maybe it has nothing to do with you, right? About people like not liking you or whatever. And you know what? Here's the thing is that, you know, one, not everybody's supposed to like you, right? Like people have different values. People have different things. You want to, you know, talk about, you know, about the tribe that you want to, that you're really committed to attracting, you know, and that's the most important thing. And ask yourself every day, you know, am I staying true to myself? Am I like living an authentic life? Am I being like am I showing up how I know that I need to show up? You know, and usually it's their shit that's showing up, not your shit that's showing up. So make sure nobody can take it away from you unless you give it to them. So that's the thing that I would share with you about that one. Not good about what being pushy. So pushy can mean, does pushy mean passionate? Or does pushy mean that, you know, I mean, how many of you, when you really want to share a great experience with somebody and you're so excited about something, someone could look at that as like, oh my gosh, that's pushy, or maybe that's the words that someone uses, but maybe it's just that you're really excited about it, right? It doesn't, you know, that's their interpretation once again. You know, it's like when it's real and it's really authentic and you're super passionate about just because you loved your experience. It's like, you know, going to a great restaurant. I went and did that cryotherapy, right? And cryotherapy, I was like so excited about it. I mean, I could have signed up 20 people that day, you know, just because I had such a great experience about it. So once again, is it you feeling that sense of pushy, or is it someone saying that you're pushy? Let's see, what else?
A lot of these are like, something's happened, like that one, that it's wrong to make money from a heart-driven, passionate career choice. You're good with that. That's a money story.
Oh, you want to talk money?
Well, the last Lisa just wrote that it's wrong to make money from a heart-driven, passionate career choice.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, so the story about that. Jeffrey Birdie's line is, money is a direct reflection. It changed my whole life. It changed my whole life was the minute that Jeff said to me, money is a direct reflection of how many people that you've helped, right? So that totally transformed my beliefs about money, which actually we could do that with everybody right now if you want to do it. How many of you have some limiting beliefs about money? Who has some limiting beliefs? Anybody have some limiting beliefs about money? Raise your hand if you've got some limiting beliefs about money. Awesome. So if you've got some limiting beliefs about money, let's just quickly go through that. And this is just a simple little exercise that you can do with anyone. And that is, let's play with somebody. Who'll do this exercise with me? Who'd like to do this exercise? You'd like to do it, Donna? Okay, Donna, you ready? Okay, so let's unmute you. So while Donna's doing this exercise, we want you to do it as well. Lauren, you can do this as well. With everybody do this exercise. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this exercise, and I'm going to prompt you. All right, and you're just gonna say whatever comes to your mind. All right. Okay. So Donna, what is money? Money is what?
Gives you more choices.
Okay. What else? Money is what? Money is what?
Money is fantastic.
Okay. What else? Money is what?
It's incredible.
Money is what?
Beautiful.
Money is what? Not just the positive things, maybe the negative things too. Money is what?
Holding me back.
Okay. Money is what? Money is what? Money is what? Money is what? Keep going. You got it. Whatever, even if it makes you cry. Money is what?
It's holding me back.
Okay. Money is what?
Putting me in debt.
Okay. Money is what? Keep going. Money is what? Money is what?
Devil of all evils.
Okay. Money is what?
Is killing me.
Okay. Money is what?
Going in one hand and out the other.
Okay. All right. So shake that off. Shake that off. Shake it off. So why would I not want to help Donna make money? What is bad about contributing, helping her find an amazing vision, mission to help her find it? Donna, would you love to find something that you feel so good about sharing with people that every day you wake up and you can't wait to share that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Would you be able to help a lot of people? Yes or no?
Bloody oath.
Hell yeah. Okay, so next question. This one's not fun, but what is not having money? What is not having money?
Dead.
What else? What is not having money?
Debt.
What is not having money? All of you guys should be doing this too.
No choices.
No choices. What is not having money?
Choices.
Okay, what else is not having money?
Not being able to do the things that I want to do.
Okay. What else is not having money?
Dreams.
What is not having money?
Negative.
Okay.
Very, very negative.
So why wouldn't I want to help her, guys? If you knew that was causing her so much pain, why wouldn't you want to help her? Find a vehicle to do that. Okay, this is a fun one, Donna. Stand up real quick. Shake it off. Shake. And you guys will like this one. All right. So what is having lots of money? Like more money than you can ever imagine. What is having lots of money?
Happiness.
What else is having lots of money? More money than you can ever imagine.
Creating my dreams.
What else?
Being able to act on my dreams.
Yeah.
To be able to say yes to more. To go shopping in Chadstone. To do a lot of things. Go down to Phillip Island for the weekend. Go to a fancy restaurant. Go shopping, which is what I love.
Where do you want to go shopping?
Chadstone.
Where's that?
Melbourne.
Oh, of course. On Chapel Street. On Chapel Street? On Chapel
Yeah,
Street?
it's the fucking shopping capital.
Fucking yeah. It's the best. I know. I've got to get back to my weight so I can fit in those Sass and Bind jeans again. You live in Melbourne? Do you live in Melbourne?
Yes.
Okay. And where are you at in the business right now?
SDVF.
Okay, great. So what is money, Donna?
A lot of things.
What else is it? Is it good?
Happiness and helping others.
And helping others. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to go, so if I could show you how we're going to go shop next time I come back next year, and when am I coming? June? Or hopefully before then? June.
Yeah.
If I could show you how you could have that freedom, and I could show you the plan that you need to do and the work that needs to go into it. And then when you do that, and when you get to, who's your upline? Who's your sponsor?
Sharon Anios.
Okay, so if I could show you a plan and that I take you out shopping when you reach, NMD by next year? Yeah? How much are we going to spend? $1,000? $1,000? Would you follow the plan?
Yes.
Would you do the plan?
No.
Yeah, you'd freaking do it? So
Fucking go.
$1,000. You heard it on the call. The call's recorded. Would you follow the plan? You follow the plan.
Yeah.
Yes. You do the work.
Yes.
You do the work. We go eat at a fancy restaurant.
Yes.
We go shopping, get our hair done, do all that stuff.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah. All right. So guys, that's all you have to do. You paint the vision. You focus with the end in mind. You help her see what's possible. You help her break through where her pain is. You help her think of who else she can help take out of pain. When you can take away the pain, you're the hero. You're the hero. And she, guess what? And then once you do that, guess what it allows her to do? What do you think she's going to do when she reaches NMD and we go shopping and we go to that fancy dinner and then we do all of those things? What do you think she's going to do? Pass it on.
Yes.
She's going
Pay it forward.
She's going to pass it on. And she's going to do the same thing for someone else. Then why wouldn't you want to help someone get off their ass, find a mission, find a purpose? That's what this is about. How many of you are really starting to get what our business is really about? You know, what business are we really in? What business are we really in?
Relationship.
We're those dreams. We make dreams a reality for people, right? What do we really do for people? We give them hope. The dream keepers. We're not just the dream keepers. We're the dream creators. We make that happen. We turn dreams into reality. How many of you really get that? That's your responsibility. You know, that's your responsibility, you know, to do that. And so you've got to focus with the end in mind. You've got to do what Lauren did. How are you feeling, Donna? Are you feeling good?
I feel fucking fantastic.
So you're going to make a list of where we're getting your hair done, where we're going to eat, where we're going shopping, what we're going to buy. And that's where we're going next time when you reach NMD. My commitment. And I'll make sure that Sharon in some way participates. And I'm sure Adam will be glad to participate as well.
Yeah.
Man, you might have hit a jackpot. I bet you're glad you raised your hand, right? So, but does that feel good? And it feels good to be able to even say that to her. What if I was living in fear and going, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can make that commitment, right, to her? Guess what that means I need to do? I need to step it up, right? So that I can say that to anybody that's here on the line, right? That's what we're allowing people to do. So Lauren, back to you.
And I just want, you're amazing, Donna. Lauren did that to me too. Don't worry. And it changed my life. And for those that like about worth, and that's a journey within, you know, understanding your worth. Believe me, I've been going through that journey for 2.5 years. And it all comes back to meanings that you've attached to shit in the past. You just have to find a way to let it go. You have to find a way. Oh, I thought I was okay. I was okay for some.
I did too.
But emotion is good. Emotion is my feminine energy. I'm not a masculine female at all, and I'm proud of that. But it's my feminine energy, and Lauren actually really embraced that within me because she was like, no, I'm the ocean of emotion and I love it. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's me too. Maybe it comes with a name, I don't know. But you have to find a way to let it go, and you know, you have to think inside yourself. There's so many people that said pushy, or you know, you don't feel like you can share the business. I really feel that comes from a belief within the industry. But I really feel like you're holding yourself back in terms of fear is holding you back, because it's honestly, it's not the fear of failing that holds people back. It's the fear that you'll be so ultimately successful, and that scares the shit out of you. Because guess what? It scared the shit out of me. Like, it scared the shit out of me. But think about all the people, if you helped, like, that you could help through this business. So when you start making it about yourself and start making it about other people, like, to be able to go and like, and I used to not have much money, or I used to work. So I worked jobs that didn't pay me much, but I actually genuinely loved them. Yeah, I worked summer camps in America for 3 years, got paid nothing, but it was the best experience of my life. Or I've worked 3 jobs and had no freaking time to do anything and got paid a shit ton, but I wasn't passionate about any of them. you know, and you come to a point in your life where you're like, crap, you know, I have no time to go and do anything I love, and so I'm not fulfilled. Or, you know, I'm getting paid nothing, so then I again can't do what I love because I have no money. Money is choices. To give my parents a ticket to New York City for Christmas, right? That just makes me feel good to see a smile on their face. That's nothing about me. To help my grandma out that lives on a single pension, you know, that is choices. So not only can I live fulfilled in my own life, but I can go and impact other people. And in this business, you have to think about, if you don't share it, who are you not impacting? Imagine if Sharon had never shared it with Donna, right? And the growth that Donna is going to come through, not just the money, but the growth that is going to happen, you know, to impact her whole life, not just financially, but spiritually, you know, health-wise, you know, community and relationships and love and connection and all the things that make us feel fulfilled and what life's all about. And what I truly love more than anything is immerse yourself. If you're not immersed in a community, fuck it, make a community. You know, I always say, like, people like, but you're on the Gold Coast, it's rocking. I don't give a shit where you are. There was no community here and Linda built it. You know, I'm sure there was no community in Vegas and Lauren built it, right? There's no community in New York and people are building it. So it's bullshit to say that you're lucky, because go and do it, right? Go and be the pioneer. Go and make that shit happen. But immerse yourself in this community. Because for 4 days, I immersed myself, and it was like a little bit of a shock to come in on the outside world again. I was like, oh God, like that was too much Tony Robbins. I'm addicted now. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to be a Tony junkie.
And you want to build locally, but you want to think globally, you know, because most of the night, you know, unfortunately here in Vegas, it's very difficult because people's, you know, our schedules are, a lot of people work swing shifts, you know, people work from, you know, shifts from 11 at night till 4 in the morning. There's a lot to do here. So you want to build, this is more than a business. This is a dream in action. And every day you get to make it happen. You know, do you want to build that dream? You know, who do you really want to help? Who do you really want to serve? Where do you really want to go? When I was building my business, I thought about, you know, when I thought about this, like, where are some of my friends that I would love to see that I don't have excuses to go visit them? You know, San Francisco is on there, right? Melbourne. Yes. I love Melbourne. I just have to get back to, I got to lose 10 pounds. Release 10 pounds. I won't say lose it because I don't want to find it again. You know, but where were places that I really wanted to, you know, to visit people? San Francisco, New York, Toronto, London. I mean, I went over to the UK when they said the UK was dead. Everybody goes, don't go to Australia. Australia's dead. Just so you know, that's what they said to me 7 years ago. Don't go there. It's dead. Guess what I did anyway? I went anyway. And I actually went to go help another friend of mine to build her business. This was before Linda had actually even moved back to Australia. I went to go help another friend of mine, Rachel. And and then, you know, it's funny because I brought Rachel by the conference this last year because she lives in Melbourne, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, what has happened? I go, told you it was coming, you know, but I wanted her just to see that it really is possible. I didn't push her. I just invited her to the dinner. She met some people. She ran into some other people. She saw the power of the community. So, you know, where do you really want to travel to? Write down where are some places you'd love to travel to and decide. That's what Jeff Roberti did. Jeff Roberti would go to a city. He decided he was going to go into a city. He'd stay there for 30 days. He'd build that community, because here's the most important thing as a leader. You want to help people become as independent as quickly as possible. Because the truth is, it's their business, right? You're a resource for them. But I'm not going to, as a leader, it's not my job to hold your hand the whole time. Like when I got to a certain, you know, when I got to NMD, Cheryl's like, okay, it's your turn. I'm like, no, don't leave me yet. No, I still need you. You know, and she's like, Lauren, that doesn't serve you for me to keep doing that. She's like, I'll be there as your, you know, as your support. But the truth is, it's my business, right? So the question is, would you pay yourself a good amount of money for your business the way that you're doing your business now? Are you really treating it like a business, or are you treating it like a hobby? Right? So what would you pay for your business right now?
Because as Linda said, and that's a really good point. I actually never thought about it like that. Linda always says, don't be disappointed. for the results you didn't get, for the work you didn't do. And in a real full-time job, if you're in the corporate career, if you're in nursing, whatever you were doing, like you're getting paid a certain amount of money to hit a certain expectation. Yeah. And in this business, there is no expectation. There's no obligation. It is your business. So that's a really good question to ask yourself. What amount of money would you pay yourself a wage, like a dollar figure per hour, to like maybe a wage, because obviously we're not doing this. We're doing this in stolen moments. So what would you give it? Like, for me, like, if I was being honest with myself, like I go full tilt, and, one of my biggest limiting beliefs is to have ultimate success, business and wealth and income and all that sort of stuff. Everything else fell apart. I have to have total imbalance to have success, business. That's a load of shit. I created that, right? And so that was one of the biggest things I took away is no, because your health is going to, like I let my health go completely. I've gained weight, like I'm lethargic. Thank God I take Juice Plus, to be honest, because sometimes like I'll go all day without eating. My metabolism shit. I feel crap within myself, but I just throw myself into my business and think, you know what? I got my business, I'm okay. What is a business without health? What is wealth without health? What is anything without your health? So that's my BS story that is completely gone now, and it's back to balance and structure. But I would pay good money for me as an employee because I have a great work ethic. I go to work. I am a leader. I so into my team. But, for a long time, Adam probably disabled me because he was just like, right, he was my security blanket.
Yeah.
Right. And then when I'm like, oh, I got to let go now, and I've got to step up because otherwise I'm not living to my true potential. So for you guys, I just want to give you the gift of what would you pay for your business? Like, what would you pay for yourself as an employee if you're an employee in your business, but you're not, right? Because in the real world, if you were working how you were working right now in your business, would you be fired or would you get a pay rise in a traditional job, right? Because you got to be real with yourself.
That's the most important thing you can say, Lauren. So all of you guys really think about that right now. If this was a job that you were getting paid an hourly, or you're based on your results, how many of you would say you'd still have a job tomorrow? Raise your hand if you'd say you still have a job tomorrow. This is really being ballsy, right? How many of you say you'd still have a job tomorrow? How many of you say you get the fired? You get Donald Trump coming up to you saying you're fired, right? Right. So what do you need to do then? What activities do you need to do? What needs to shift? Who do you need to become so that you don't be that, that person? So maybe this last 5 minutes, Lauren, you can give them some action items of what got you from being interested to like, that's it, a resolve. What got you from that point to I'm just interested to that's it, I'm done, I'm drawing a line in the sand, I'm setting some boundaries,
Yeah, mine was structure. So I'm I'm throw shit up in the air and like, I'll get shit done, but it won't look pretty. And I was just like joking to myself, I'm working hard. But Adam, I'm working hard. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Because you're not getting the results you want. So and the definition of insanity is doing the same shit and trying to get a different outcome. It's not going to happen. So scheduling, working my reports, and goal setting were the 3 biggest things I ever changed. I do have a coach, so the amazing Simon Mitchell that you guys heard, I actually do work with him one-on-one now. But, honestly, I call him my accountability buddy. I'm just like, he kicks my ass when he needs to. There is no hidden secrets. I laugh that I pay money for a coach, right? But I pay like good money to get my ass kicked. He'll be like, Lauren, really? Like, but what's the truth behind that? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I got called out. But so get like scheduling. So Linda describes it like the best. Simon, he's very structured with schedules. And if that's your thing, cool. I love to handwrite shit. I love technology, but I can't live off an iCalendar or Google Calendars and stuff like that. I just can't do it. I'm really old school. I like to write stuff down. So I have a diary. So put in the big rocks first. They're your non-negotiables. They're the shit. And to be honest, I didn't put my exercise in that schedule. So I would just book calls in and I'd be like, oh shit, there's no time to exercise. And that's where the imbalance came from. I created it. Do you understand the difference? People can say life happens to me, or they can say life happens for me. That, like I was saying, well, life's happening to me because all the calls are being booked in. Just fucking book it in as a non-negotiable. So that's like your big rocks are sleeping. If you got kids, getting them ready, you know, for those school times. If you have a full-time job, because let's be real, lots of people do. I had 3. You know, when I started this business, I had 3 jobs. I was working 72 hours a week at one stage. You know, this business, honestly, I had no time for it, but I made time because you can't find any more. We all, like, time's illusion. So your non-negotiables are work, kids, date night. Like, you don't have to have, you know, your relationship fall apart to have a successful business. You don't have to have your health fall apart to have a successful business. Like, honestly, learn from my mistakes. So, like, your exercise, if exercise is non-negotiable, put those in, okay? And then you'll start to see pockets of time. So they're your big rocks. Think of it as a vase. If you've ever heard Linda speak, she talks about this. And the big rocks go in. And then the little rocks, now they're your business things. So your high-paying activities. You know, we are paid to do 2.5 things, like Laura and Simon said. You know, finding new customers, talking to people, reach out, reconnect. Okay, I built 99.9% of my business on social media. But what do you think I did for 4 days? I immersed myself with people that wanted to make a change in their life in some form, and I built connections and relationships. Use every excuse to go out and talk to people, not spew juice plus on people, right? That's not what I mean, right? When I hear someone says, like, I don't want to be pushy. Who told you you're pushy? Is that a story you're making up in your head? Or is that someone's told you you're pushy? And then it's like, just take a step back. Take yourself out of that situation and look upon it and go, yeah, okay, maybe I was being a bit pushy. I wouldn't call it pushy. I would call it passionate, right? I wouldn't call it pushy. I would call it passion, right? Because you're just so passionate about what you're doing. So it's just take a different approach. But get out and talk to people, right? And get yourself in state, right? There's nothing, and ask yourself, honestly, if you're like in a moment of like, I'm scared to share this with this person, ask yourself, how could their life change if I shared this with them? But ask yourself another question. What's the worst thing that could happen if they ignored me or they said no? Like, what's the worst thing? Nothing, right? The fucking world's not going to explode. So it's just, there's no such thing as perfection. But, you know, people say, well, you're so good at it. I wasn't good at it 2.5 years ago. I got good at it from consistent effort and practice and just getting out there and knowing that I'm going to fuck up and I'm going to say the wrong thing. And I'm, you know, like, I'm going to do some weird shit, but I'm going to make progress because I'm out there giving it a go. I'd much rather people make mistakes and learn, okay, because there's no such thing as failure. I'd rather people make mistakes and learn than not do anything at all and just stay trapped in fear. So get out there and talk to people, you know, social media, scheduling posts, being authentic, being genuine, being you, okay, and sharing your lifestyle and sharing your passions through social media, utilizing Messenger, obviously, to talk to people as well, following people up, events, inviting to events, getting on trainings. But guess what? And I had to learn this the hard way, right? I love trainings. I love filling out my Juice Plus cup. I love personal development. You know, I love motivational speaking, whatever you want to call it. But guess what? I used to get on trainings and take pages of notes and then not do jack shit, right? I just used to be like, oh my God, I love what they said. And that's it. So like my gift to you is from this training, take something away, and that's scheduling. So life fills up with sand. Life fills up with all those things you can't control. Kids get sick, you know, you might get made redundant. Like, I'm not wishing that upon anyone, you know, getting made redundant, things like that. Kids like doing after school sports, those little things that we can't control. Sometimes you get sick, things like that. So that's sand, right? And we can pretend that we're busy with sand, but I promise you, when you start to fill up the, put in the non-negotiables first, not too much sand can get in there. Right? And so you're making time for your business. And then goal setting every single month, set goals. Now, I structure it in a way that, you know, I'm like, I have an outcome. So yeah, I have like 100 clubs on my vision board and I have a date for it. But then, you know, it's like the small, simple steps to build 100 club. How many new SDVFs am I going to build? How many new qualifiers this month? How many new customers in our team? What's the pay line growth going to be? Now, if you're brand new, you're like, holy shit, this is over my head. But you just like, if you're brand new or you're new, just, you know, how many new customers do you want to bring on this month? Personally, how many new customers, if you have a team, do you want to bring on? How many new, I call them teamies. You can call them distributors if you want. I call them teamies. How many team personally and how many new team collectively? Because if you are out there sharing Juice Plus, what is the genuine impact you can make personally? There's only so many hours in a day, right? Imagine if you brought on 5 new distributors and you taught them to, and then they're all out there sharing Juice Plus. Imagine the massive impact you could make then. It's incredible when you start to think about it like that. Instead of my 100 club, how can I help Jay? I'm just looking at people that are on the call. How can I help Jay get to NMD? Now, she just hit Q, a woman that is so close to my heart, a single mom of 2, who was struggling to put food on the table when I first shared this business with her. I did not know her from a bar of soap. I met her on Facebook. And now she's with this amazing man in her life now, and she's got her kids, and she's showing their 2 girls, very different ages. So one's a teenager, and, you know, she's showing them that, guess what? Your past doesn't have to define your future. You can do anything that you want. And she just put a deposit down for a block of land. Like a woman that couldn't put food on the table, or didn't know where her rent check was coming from, or got scared to open the mail because of bills, right? And now she is envisioning having a home to call her own. That's massive. Imagine if I never shared it with her, right?
Yep.
Emotional. So is understand the impact that you can create by just saying yes and giving it a strong yes, and having this bullshit stories you tell yourself as to why you can't be successful instead of just going after what you want. So goal set, guys. It changed my business completely because I got focused and I got laser focused. And I was able to then have a clear-cut plan, this has come full circle now as to why Lauren Slocum started the call like that, is having a plan, a roadmap to get you there. Because Adam's like, 100 club. I was like, I don't even know what that fucking looks like. Stop talking. But when I envisioned it, how can I help Jay get to NMD 24 club, you know, which is her goal by the end of the year. And what I love is my leaders like Warren and Linda, they've always incentivized and rewarded us for such incredible things. And my first NMD, because I've got, you know, a couple of girls on the rise to it, who gets there before the April, America's on me. And I love American conference is on me, and I'm taking him to America, you know, to come to the conference in April. So goal set, and you don't know how to do it. I didn't, but if you goal set and then just make it simple and follow the steps of the people that have been successful before you, it's inevitable that you're going to get there. No matter where you started, no matter your past, no matter who you are, if you're a single mom, if you're a corporate worker, if you're a doctor, if you're a 28-year-old girl that had no idea what she wanted to do in her life, everyone can get there.
Awesome. Aren't you guys glad you came to tonight's call? I love it. I love this. And we're going to be doing this once a month. I mean, if you, as Jeff says, if you don't get it after this, your wood's wet, you know, because I think what I love most about Lauren is that it's not, this isn't theory. You can hear that we are so passionate about this, and we want to make it happen with you, right? So I want to give you some real easy tools to use so you can go and really start this next week. And it's something that I've done for years with regards to it. And I would call it block times. So I too am a mom of 3, you know, and when I started my business, Asher was just a couple months old. My boys went to different schools. I was working full time, traveling a lot, doing all of these different things. So the thing that saved me is something called block times. So when I'm here and I'm home, I make sure, I'm up at 5 and make sure that, I'm up at 5. My son has to be at school at 6:30. My daughter has to be there by 7, whatever. So that first couple times I'm focused on my kids. I'm spending time with my kids. I'm very clear with people that that's my time to be with my kids, right? Getting them ready, getting all that going, taking care of my dogs, doing whatever. Then I make sure that after I drop off my daughter, I'm booked in an appointment. Nobody need to know what kind of appointment I'm booked in, but that's my time for me to go work out for half an hour, whether it's taking my dog out or taking to class. And then I have something that I call block times. So block time is from some of the calls that I do. I can't not on Mondays, forget about it. I'm on calls all day long. Forget about doing anything. If I maybe walk my dogs as I'm on calls, but from 10 to 2, I hunker down. And from 10 to 2, I'm on calls, whether that be 3-way calls, whether that be, Zoom calls, whether that be meeting one-on-one with people. So that's my work time where I just laser focus and really laser focus on my business, with regards to it. Now, if I'm at an event and I'm working and I'm on stage about, I think I figured it out, 11 hours a day. So I don't have much time, but I have a 2-hour break. And on that 2-hour break, I'm on calls. And that's how, instead of having my 10 to 2, when I'm on the road, I take that 2-hour break and I hunker down and I do my calls for those 2-hour breaks, right? So I would say block times. Really look at this week and please post it so we can see, what are the block times going to be for you? It might not need to be 10 to 2 for you right now with regards to those calls. Maybe it's just 2 hours a day. Maybe it's an hour a day, but you got to do that block time. That's those non-negotiables, right? Then, Cheryl said she did a call she does a call every Monday at 5:30. So I said, block out from 5:30 to 7:30. And Cheryl goes, no, the call's only an hour. I go, nope, if you're going to do a call, then I'm going to block out, a call for my team right afterwards. So those have been non-negotiable for me for the last 9 years. So really focus on block times. Then what are the things that you can leverage? I'll tell you from working with Tony Robbins, a lot, thank God, has rubbed off on me with regards to leveraging. I think as women, I know most of us are women on this call, we lots of times feel like, oh my God, we have to do it all ourselves, right? And we can't do it. Well, I realize, how much my time now, I've raised the cost, I've raised how much my price is an hour. So now I won't do anything for less than unless it's spending time with my kids, obviously, but I look at like how much is it really worth my time to be doing that? So I'll come back from a trip and I'll go, instead of doing the laundry, I'll just go to a place called Fluff and Fold, or are there things that we can leverage? Like I know that Lauren likes to make flyers. I hate to make flyers. So I leverage that to Tarly, right? I go, is it really worth it for me to spend, what I would normally charge $500 an hour for me to waste an hour when I could have Tarly do it for $15 an hour, right? So I don't know. You got to look at how much is your time really worth? And is that an income producing activity for you? Or is it just like a stress relief activity, right? I'd rather take my dogs for a walk and be with my kids. So what our goal this week is to really give you some, one for you to get, that if your why don't make you cry, it's not your why. And as you can hear, Lauren's why is she's very associated right now because she just got back from an event that made her realize, how that she is worth it, that God does want her to do great, magnificent things and to step into her greatness more. All of us, it's our opportunity to step into that. And so a baby step that we want you to do this week to get off your ass is, one, really think about a why that makes you cry. Lots of you are talking about how the emotion's been brought up for you. And I also love it because right now I'm going to do something that my economics teacher used to do. Our class was 2 hours, and everybody used to think that he was going to take roll, like the first hour, and then everybody would leave, right? But then what he didn't realize was 50% of your grade, he took roll twice a month. Twice the semester. And the ones that were there at the end of the class, they got rewarded. So originally we had 65 people on the call, and now we have 44 people on the call. So for those of 44 people that are on the call, we're going to pick one lucky winner and give some prizes away. Oh, I'm so mean. So that shows that you, by you staying on this call, shows your commitment, shows that you're like not just interested, that you're really committed to doing this. It's an hour of your time, but hopefully you'll have found that this hour's been worth it. So, Lauren, Asher, pick a name. Asher. Oops, she's bolted over. Okay, tell me when to stop, Lauren, and I'll pick a name.
Okay.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, Letitia. Where's Letitia? Is she here? Letitia McCullough?
She's an Aussie.
Where is she? Okay, Letitia. Okay, Letitia, I am going to get Lauren a present for you. And Lauren, I'm going to give you one of Tony Robbins' products to give to her called The Body You Deserve. And that's a $300 program. So it was worth it for you to be on the call, guys. We're always giving gifts away on these calls as well. So we are honored to be here for you. We're here to serve you. We're here to help you grow your dreams. But you've got to take action. You're the one that's got to get off your ass. We all started, in the same place. Every one of us signed our application. Every single one of us, had to go to each of these, positions. And we're still going. Now it's to help you. We're passing the torch so that you'll lead these calls. But we're here to just guide you every step of the way. Anyway.
And don't leave it, guys. Honestly, give yourself a gift and go and do something with it. Schedule and make some goals and put them in Team YOLO, or I know there's some Aussies, put them in the team page, and keep each other accountable. Find a buddy. Keep each other accountable to those goals.
I love you, buddy.
Mwah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.